It was kind of abrupt.
What, stopping the intro?
Yeah. I think it was a little too long last time. It seemed like it was it's a tad bit long.
I don't
But-
mind it. I mean, it's good rhythm, good beat.
No, yeah, I mean, I would prefer to wait a little longer, but like in the YouTube video,
Mm-hmm.
it just seems like a little too long for an intro. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Circle and Thoughts podcast.
What's up,
It's Gustavo,
Javi?
and it's episode 3. So welcome. I'm gonna let Javi go ahead and lead it off and pop it off here.
Heck yeah. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all having a good day. After the last video, I've had some people say give me some criticism, both positive and negative, whatever. And I'm glad that I did get the criticism because, give me a new perspective on, making these podcasts and everything. So with that being said, hope this is a good video. All right, I know it's going to be a good video. And, yep. Today we're talking about a little bit about soccer, because that's me. That's who I am a little bit.
And the World Cup's coming up, so
Yeah, World Cup's coming up in November. And, yep. But just the other day, actually, the women's team won the CONCACAF Cup. They beat Canada. They won 1-0. Alex Morgan.
I'm gonna bring this up just a
Alex
tad bit.
Morgan, she scored she had a PK and then like the 77th minute. And they won
This is for what? What was the?
CONCACAF Cup.
What is that? I don't keep up with it too much.
I think it's like all the countries in North and South America.
Okay.
Or like North America. CONCACAF. I think it's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But they won another title. And congrats to them, USA. That's what's up. And it made me like look into them a little bit, like a little more research. Because not only is the World Cup coming this winter in Qatar, but it's also going to be happening in New Zealand and Australia for the women. So next summer, 2023, will be the World Cup for the women. And actually, if the United States win it again, the women's team, they'll be the third year or the third time winning it back to back to back. It'll be the first country to ever do that.
I'm getting a little feedback, so I'm trying to mute myself. I hear some wind, but excuse me. The third time winning the World Cup
Yeah.
back to back. They won the past 2 times.
Past 2 times, 2015 and then 2019, they won. But for the women, the World Cup only started in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for the men, it was like, I think the first World Cup was in the 1930s, 1940s, somewhere in that time frame. But in the first time, the 1991, the women's team,
But you said no one has won it back to back to back?
yeah.
Or
I don't think there's any men's team that's won it like 3 years in a row, like 3
I
World
know,
Cups
but
in a row.
for women as well, though.
Yeah, women as well, yeah. Like
Okay.
sometimes they could be, the United States women's team could be set in history right here if in New Zealand / Australia this next coming up summer. So hopefully they do, because I see definitely like soccer growing a lot for real in the U.S. Like in 2026, the World Cup's gonna be here in United States, Mexico, and Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and the World Cup going on right now in Qatar, or not right now, but this winter in Qatar is gonna just bringing more. I feel like more people's eyes are on like screens nowadays. So like in the World Cup is probably the biggest, or it is the biggest.
It's the biggest
It's
televised.
one of the biggest televised events.
No, yeah, it's definitely the biggest. The World Cup is the biggest televised sport event for sure.
Yeah,
The men's is, as far as the women's, I don't know where they're placed and all that, but the men's is for sure the top
top
place.
watch event.
by a lot.
Yeah, for some reason I just thought of the Wimbledon. That's why, like the tennis.
No
But
way.
I don't think so.
I
I
doubt
think,
that
yeah.
would even be in the top 5.
Yeah, but yeah,
I mean, I
World
guess
Cup is huge. Just so many. I think billions of people watch it every 4 years for the men's side.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world watches soccer, so.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty, it's going to be difficult to avoid soccer for the next few years if you're not already into it.
yeah.
Since there's going to be so much. It's going to be,
There's
like
gonna
you
be
said,
so much.
we have the Men's World Cup coming up. It's
The
going to be
Women's World Cup.
in again, I guess we'll refer to it as the Americas. I guess
Yeah.
kind of, but not really. Because it's
Yeah.
Canada, U.S., and Mexico.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess you could say it's the North Americas. I don't know what you would.
well, most World Cups, I usually say like Like in Brazil was 2014, I believe.
Yeah, because
It
it's
was like
usually
Brazil
just a country.
2014. They
Yeah,
had like
yeah.
they tried to but they need to like give it a name.
That's what I'm saying.
to, like,
They
brand
need to
it.
have for as far as branding goes, like something that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
Like
I
they're gonna have
couldn't
to
even
figure
think of
something
one.
out because the Americas wouldn't technically be correct because we have South America and there's no games in South America.
Yeah, it had to be probably the North Americas.
The North American World Cup.
North American World Cup. Yeah, that's probably the best thing, honestly.
It sounds the cleanest.
North American World Cup 2026.
Yeah.
That's probably honestly.
And you said that for the women, the World Cup is when again?
Next summer, 2023.
And that's
It's gonna be in Australia and New Zealand.
oh, so that's also in two different areas then technically.
But Australia and New Zealand are like so close together. Like New
Mhm.
Zealand is so small compared to Australia, and Australia is actually so small compared to every other country in the world, or not so small, but it is very small. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And there's another country right south of Australia. I can't think of the name. It's a very, very small country, like small, like, probably the size of Jamaica. I can't even think of the name of it.
I'm not even gonna try to guess because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be way off.
Yeah, I could put my phone up, but I mean, if you know it, honestly, guys, if you want to just like look it up right now, just search it for us. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the comments. Let us know because we're gonna look at those things and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
And we'll
I
give you
really
a
don't
thumbs
know
up
what
or
it
tell you
is.
what's up. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but I honestly could not.
Yeah, I'd honestly, I'll probably give you $100 if you can tell me in the next 2 minutes, 30
Huh?
seconds.
$100.
Yeah, but if you pull your phone out.
Again, I don't want to guess and
there's
just
no
be
guessing.
way off.
Yeah, be
You said
so
it's
off.
the south. It's to the
It's just
south.
south of Australia. I'll look at it right now.
You know what it starts with?
No idea.
For some reason, I want to say Fiji, but I feel like that's probably nowhere near
No, I don't think it's anywhere near.
Australia. I have no idea where that's at. He's lagging.
Oh, Tasmania.
Okay.
That's the country. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. See, New Zealand is right there. You got Australia. So that's next summer will be the
So
World
it's
Cup.
southeast of Australia.
And the reason why I'm talking about that is 'cause like I said, other soccer, because like it's about me, and that's some news that I saw. Like the United States women's national team just won it the other day, the CONCACAF Cup. And speaking of women's soccer, like just soccer in general in the United States is growing. It's getting big, and a new league that's actually coming to the United States is the USL Super League. And if you keep up with soccer in the United States, then you'll know about the USL Network, which is United Soccer Leagues, and they're actually really huge organization, and their mission is to like.
Is this the same group that tried to grab like Real Madrid and the European teams, or this is something separate?
This is something totally separate.
Oh, okay.
But basically, that team, what you're talking about is
it was also called Super League as well,
yeah,
right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So that's like a super league. So
Mhm.
that was like
Yeah, because they try to grab the biggest.
they try to get like
European
Real
teams.
Madrid, PSG, Man
Yeah.
City, like those teams like that. But this right here, what I'm talking about is like the USL.
Mhm.
Like I said, the United Soccer League. They have USL Championship, USL League 1, USL League 2, and they have USL Academy.
Mm-hmm.
That's all for the men. And on the women's side, they have USL, which is going to be USL Super. It's going to start
That's a new
next
thing.
year.
Okay.
Yep. It's going to be basically like the USL League 1. So it's like USL leagues.
Are they dropping any
Like-
of the leagues, or they're just adding that one
They're
extra league?
adding that league. So this summer, actually, because they're trying to grow the women's game. And MLS is the top soccer league in the United States, right?
Mhm.
So they only have men. They don't have no women.
Mhm.
But the United Soccer League is like the second biggest organization for soccer in the United States. And they have men's side. They have like USL Championship. Or so it's like if you have LA Galaxy, they have LA Galaxy too,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So their second team plays in the USL Championship.
Okay.
And they have USL League 1.
It's kind of odd that
USL
they don't
League
have a women's league for MLS.
Yeah, exactly. But this league is they're trying to like be more community like focused when like just trying to like plot like teams or find teams or like help build teams in like cities around the United States. But this summer, USL created a W League, and in this W League was 44 teams. It was only like the South or the whole East Coast of the United States, and from where I live at is Georgia. They had teams like Tormenta or MOBA or like Chattanooga Red Wolves, and it was a new league. It had 44 teams. It's like a big league, And that was their trial run of like the women's soccer at a high level in this league, which is United Soccer League. This organization, basically. And next year they're doing the Super League, so it's a net level above.
So they're just opening a new team, or you think they're pushing up you know what I'm saying? Are they pushing up the teams into that league and then filling the bottom up?
No,
or do you think how do you think they're going to fill the top?
Well, this USL like W League,
Uh-huh.
it's only for like college, like in the college time. So it's like May, June, and July, like a summer league, and that's how like they're building. That's why they did that one first, because they want to like have a pathway for this new one, which is the Super League. And the Super League is actual like for people out of college, like to sign a professional contract for women. Like trying to create a real league for women in the United States, getting paid like full time.
So what's the current top league for the women?
I believe it's. I couldn't tell you for sure, honestly.
Right now, yeah. What I'm getting at is like, so are they taking some of the people from the top league now and filling up?
That? Like some of those teams from those leagues.
No, the players in the current top league. You're saying they're gonna have a new one.
I would say it would become competitive pay. Like they'll have to like challenge like other clubs to, like get. Wait,
so
is
it not technically the same organization that's doing it?
No, it's a whole. It's his own organization.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Like MLS is own organization. United Soccer League's own organization.
Yeah,
and like there's also many others. Like,
wait, so is there an MLS? Okay, so for the women's league, I know they don't have an MLS team, but does the MLS organization contain those women teams? If that makes sense. So that's a totally separate entity.
They only have club teams, and they have it for boys. And then now that you think about it, they don't have it like for women. They don't have a girls like U10 or U12 club team for like FC Dallas or like LA Galaxy or Atlanta United. They don't.
I think I saw something recently.
Which they should.
Didn't another European player come to the MLS recently?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, like about transfers and whatnot. Bale.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
Bale went to LAFC, which is Los Angeles Football Club, as well as Chiellini. So Bale's
I just
from
remember
Wales.
him being like a really big deal a few years ago, and then I didn't hear anything else about him.
Well, I'll say he was a really big deal because he actually won like several Champions Leagues at Real Madrid, and the coach that came in just like didn't play him as much.
So how old is he now? Or about how old
Bale's
is he?
probably about around 30.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the for sure age.
So he just left because he wasn't getting played in Europe.
Who was the last? Something new scenery. That's what I feel like.
What was the club team he played for last?
Real Madrid.
Oh, he left. We went to Real Madrid
to LAFC.
To an MLS team.
Yep.
He was playing in Real Madrid or no?
He was getting some game time, but like he wasn't getting a lot.
What time? Like how much you think he?
Not a lot. Like maybe.
It's just crazy.
There would be games that he didn't get in at all.
Yeah.
Because like the other players and
wait, does he play international or no?
Yeah, he played internationally. Yeah, for Wales. He's
Oh, okay, Wales. They don't have many people playing in.
They do, but they don't. Like it is competitive. Like it is.
I'm saying as far as like the amount of people in the country is probably not too many.
Population wise, yeah. True.
Yeah, it's like who was the team? I think they beat England in the
Euros.
In the Euros in 20. What was it? Hold on. 2016. Iceland. Yeah.
Iceland.
And they had.
Look at that.
They had I remember the year.
Yeah, I just remember I know the story you're talking about, and the reason I remember because he had bet some money on the game, and
it was, like you're just messing a little wager with a friend, but I was
England lost.
Yeah, England lost, let us down. I think Rooney was still playing. He doesn't play right now, does he?
No, he actually. So he left Europe to go play in the MLS as well. He played for, dang, I just forgot the team. I'll tell you a little more. I might remember it. Mm-hmm. But he's now he played for the team. He's now the head coach for this team.
For
and the team name is MLS team.
Oh, he's the head coach for
DC
MLS?
United.
Okay.
So he came here playing.
What's up with United? Like everyone uses these names. We have Atlanta United, DC United. What else?
From England, they have like Newcastle United, Manchester United.
Oh, really?
Like there's a lot of like
no one's creative enough to think of a better name than something United.
I mean, there are some people that do.
I mean, yeah, but it just seems like
it's kind of like
it's an odd
generic
coincidence that everyone's trying to pick United.
I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. I don't know.
Because even in the little travel league soccer we used to play when we were younger.
Yeah, Macon United.
It was Macon United.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago. That was before I think these MLS teams probably didn't even exist then.
I honestly just think about it, like, why would it do that? Like, I don't know if I doubt that's the reason why, but like me, think about it now, like United, I feel like to be successful in soccer.
You need
to be united. Like all 11 players on the field and in the subs and like the fans and everything, coaches, everybody needs to be united. So I doubt that's the reason why they call it United. A lot of things they do, but that made me think of that, and I just want to say that.
I guess also the European teams are kind of the bigger ones are like really old in terms of when they were founded and stuff. Like Barcelona, and those are just straight up the city names, right? So Barcelona, Real Madrid. It's just straight
Sevilla.
It's just
another Spanish,
as opposed to like, and that's the thing. Usually, like if you hear that, even if you don't play soccer, I feel like, and it may be just me being biased towards that thought process, but like you say Barcelona, I'm automatically thinking soccer.
Okay.
Like the team, I'm not thinking of Barcelona, the city or area or whatever.
No, I understand.
So I'm like, if you think of Atlanta, you think of like the city. You're not gonna think of Atlanta United.
Yeah, true.
So it's kind of like they're kind of like more grounded in that city, or I don't know. It's just it would be impossible for you to like just call a soccer team in the States for like MLS team that name. Like, you know what I mean? Atlanta.
Yeah, like just Atlanta.
The Atlanta soccer team. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
I guess it just doesn't work for whatever reason.
It doesn't really flow that much. I mean, they have Miami, Inter Miami.
Okay, but they added Inter, right?
So they took it out. Like, they don't have United, which I think Inter is they have like Inter Milan and AC Milan, but yeah, I mean,
so is Inter? I don't even know. Is Inter a name, or does it mean something?
That's something we have to find out, honestly.
Because
they had, like I said,
I've seen Inter a lot, but I've never like thought to look it up.
I don't really know what the specifics is of that.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't think it's that.
Yeah. Another transfer, is Delit. He's Dutch.
He's playing in MLS as well.
No, but he's going to Bayern. I think he was at Juventus. He's a center back, big guy, stocky. He's very smart and he's very good, and he's going there to Bayern. And leaving Bayern to go into Barcelona is actually Lewandowski. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's a Polish striker. He's from Poland, and he's really good. He played at Bayern for several years. He actually played for Borussia Dortmund, and then Borussia Dortmund is like the little brother of Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
Not the little brother, like I don't know. Bayern have so much money, so much history, which Borussia do as well. But Bayern just have way more money, and they usually buy all the really good players from Borussia Dortmund. And Lewandowski was one of them. He came from Borussia Dortmund. He played really well. Actually lost in the final to Bayern of the Champions League in like 2016 or something. And then Bayern basically just bought this guy. He's been there ever since. He set like records of like most goals scored and whatnot. But he actually just left his contract right now. He's at Barcelona now.
So everyone's just transferring right now. Is this like a transfer period?
Yeah. So
is there like a set transfer period for soccer?
Yeah.
There usually is.
It is from June the 1st until the last day of July or the first day of August.
And this is for
European. Like basically everybody else besides the United States. The United States has its own little. I think they might have a similar window.
How about like Central America or South America?
It's all the same.
That league does the same window?
Basically. And they also have a Christmas window. So it's like December 1st to the last day of December.
So you said the MLS window is different. So what if somehow MLS players get put in a different...
Well, think about it right now. Like, Bale just went to LAFC. So like they have to have a window as well to allow players to come. So I think it's the same as that window. I think there's like a universal window.
Yeah.
And it's that time.
I mean, it would make sense.
It has to make sense.
Has there been any updates with the Men's World Cup?
No, not necessarily.
As of late?
I mean, no other news that I've really...
that sticks out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into that lately, so I don't know if there's been any news or any updates on anything with that. I mean, that's supposed to start in...
I think the last week of November.
Oh, that's
like right after Thanksgiving.
For some reason, I was thinking it was October. November's really late.
Yeah. And like right before Christmas, because they want to have. I mean, it's honestly it's crazy that the World Cup got moved from the summertime to the wintertime. It really is wild because like in England, and a lot of other countries like or England particularly, they have like something called Boxing Day. The day after Christmas, all the Premier League teams they play like televised events. Like it's like a Christmas special basically.
And the World Cup's still gonna go. It's gonna
be the World Cup is actually just gonna be finished. Like I finished like a week ago.
A week prior to that event.
Yeah. And it's just crazy, like these like players, a lot of like professional athletes now, like soccer athletes, they're like starting to complain about like FIFA and UEFA like creating these competitions out of nowhere. So like they have to play like year round. Like there's no break for them at all. Like some
Yeah.
people are saying they play like 90 full matches a year, like 85 full game matches, like 90 minutes a year.
85 a year?
Yeah, like like 80 matches some teams do. That's crazy. That's like a full 90-minute match, like, putting on 100% competing. I mean, 365 divided by 80 is what? I'm no math guru, but hold on.
365 divided by 80?
Yeah.
Why are you doing 80? You doing the percent of the year?
Yeah. 80 matches. So you're playing a match every 4.5 days.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Every 4.5 days, you're playing a full match competitive match. You have to be like tuned in. You have to be sharp. Like you have to be like.
That's pretty crazy. That's not really too
crazy.
much for rest days.
Yeah, not
because you have to do training and you obviously need a rest day.
Exactly.
I mean,
like people are like big players like Harry Kane.
Soccer's definitely has a greater toll on you than many other sports, as far as being able to play it like frequent. I'd say like
yeah.
Trying to think.
I don't know. There's a lot of sports like.
Well, baseball. I mean, they play so many baseball games a year, and that does that. And there's not that baseball as far as like playing. We both played baseball growing up, in addition to soccer. And as far as like toll on your body, baseball's not too great, not compared to soccer. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it depends on what position you're playing. Like,
I mean, even if you're playing like the most, I'd say as far as the most tolling.
The tolling position would be pitcher.
No, it would be a catcher, I'd say.
You think so?
Yeah, the catcher's got to be down their knees all the time. Or
yeah, they have a little.
Yeah, but still, your joints are just in a weird spot.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I mean, you think catcher? I think pitcher. I think like having to throw like.
Oh no, yeah, definitely in that aspect. Yeah, throwing. But then again, they have limits on how many pitches you can throw or innings.
Sure. Unless you're really good, you need to be a closer and opener. Like I don't know, it just varies.
Yeah, I don't know the current.
I don't coach baseball
pitching thing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer. Football is life. I'm waiting for Ted Lasso season 3.
Oh, it's on Netflix. You said or HBO?
I think HBO. Season 1 and season 2 is good. And honestly, this guy has this big old sign outside his office. Like in the professional area, like professional clubs, they have like their locker room. And even like maybe college as well, like big colleges, they have like the locker room, and just outside is their game field, right? Mm-hmm. So in this series, he had this big old sign that says "Believe." It had like 2 pieces of blue tape on it, like taped up the wall, and he gets by the end of the first season 1, like everyone goes and puts their hand on the blue.
Oh yeah, like a little tradition.
1, 2, 3, believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like motivation. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so if like
the reason why I said that is I want to put it on my office above my door or something like that my players can see in the fall.
The same thing?
Yeah, just put "Believe."
You don't want to put a twist on it, like your own thing, or is "Believe" enough? It aligns enough with you.
I mean, to an extent, I believe everything out there has already been created. It just had to be like remodeled or like rethought of or like re-envisioned.
Yeah, I guess when you think about it like that, yeah, everything has to have been.
So like, there's no point. I think
just
that alone, like that thought, "Believe," is enough. Like if it even if it is copying like him, like the series or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so be it. If it helps my team win a conference title,
yeah, I was just
"Believe," baby.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if you wanted to implement your own like sort of tradition like that, and then you said that anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to win, and belief is a really big thing. Like it's huge.
No, yeah, definitely. Especially when like if it can be in both directions, right? So if you believe you're gonna win, even though you're losing, it definitely will motivate you, and you can push through and somehow win. But then you have teams that believe they're already done, like it's halftime, and they already believe they won the game.
True. And
that also it works both ways.
Yeah, momentum and is a huge thing, and also like another word that came to my mind was like adversity. Adversity being like being able to. Like to go down, and people face adversity and they just lose it,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of going someplace else with that. Grab this.
You got a little card, huh?
I got a little card.
What you got going on?
I was actually I read this article earlier. It was about the best way to stop a bully, and I think like I said, this episode 3. In the first episode, we talked about like what we. Want
the intro episode. Yeah,
the intro episode.
Yeah.
Did no one seen that intro episode about like?
Yeah, we talked about like what we have for the podcast and ideas and stuff.
I mean, this right here, like I said, we're trying to like be like role models for for people to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to engage with others. But basically, what I'm getting at is like I read this article and it said the best way to stop a bully, and sometimes depends on like. Where you are in life, your age and whatnot. Like you could think of bullying as like in a high school thing or a middle school thing, or you think of bullying as like, or in like, the outside world, like outside of school, like in the grocery store, like abuse, stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
bullying. There's a lot of different things about it. But what I just read it because I feel like I need to like read a little bit more like psychologytoday.com stuff, like just more articles about the mind and emotions and everything. And after reading this article, like there's some key points that stuck out to me, and I actually wrote them down. And I'll throw the points out there. We can talk about it a little bit.
Mhm.
The first point was, um, bullying poses a serious risk to the future mental and physical health of its victims. So, like, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Read it one more time.
Bullying poses a serious risk to the future mental and physical health of its victims.
Okay,
It's like somebody who gets bullied is like, like they're going to be like more ashamed,
Mhm.
and they can potentially like do harm to themselves or to others based off like being bullied and whatnot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I definitely can see that.
Yeah. Another thing that caught me out a little. It says most bystanders at bullying incidents know they should intervene but do nothing.
Oh yeah, no, that's weird. I've even being like when I was in high school, it's been a while. It's been a little while now. Graduated a few years ago, high school. But yeah, even like I remember being a freshman, and I think in general bullying is kind of like, I don't want to say it's phased out of society because it definitely hasn't. I think it's maybe just been. I think it's a little more difficult for children to do it the way it was done before. Like before, it was kind of like, I think it's evolved essentially is what I'm trying to get at. Like,
Yeah.
as far as when we were younger, and then obviously when our parents and so forth and so on, bullying was all like in person, face to face type stuff because we didn't have social media, stuff like that. Technology was way different. So the bullying was kind of like more in person. So it kind of like, what I'm getting at is when I was in high school, 9th grade, there definitely wasn't nothing like that. I mean, we had like MySpace and stuff, but you didn't really see that there. So it was still kind of in person type things. And I just remember seeing things like, again, I was a freshman. I saw seniors just bullying certain kids, and I was just like, you don't see no one like react. Like you just see other people kind of like do some stuff. And I was like, I was a freshman. I was super little. I was probably like, I don't know, like 120 to 30 pounds, and they would be these big old seniors. And I'm like, I can't do nothing at the time.
So yeah, just like sit back and watch type stuff.
I mean, but you just kind of see those interactions, and you're kind of like, it just seems weird. I don't know, but like, I'm trying to think.
I think bullying, like you said, it has adapted, like through
adapted. It sounds funny. Adapted is like.
Well, only reason why I say that because I listen to you talk about it, maybe think about like, back in the day, like people would bully others, and people would sit there and just watch, and they really wouldn't like, confront the bully person.
Yeah.
What they would try to do is like, either talk to the bully afterwards. Some people would rarely do that, or they would confront the victim. You know? Whereas nowadays, I feel like it's really heavy on like making sure the victim belongs to like a group. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like more things are accepted nowadays. And I feel like people accept bullying is going to happen, and they try. I feel like now the focus is like, or focus should be more of like, making sure that person isn't alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so where that victim isn't like, secluded himself because of getting bullied. You see what I'm getting at?
The beginning part of that, you mentioned something about a group. You said it.
I might have like crossed my thought a little bit. But basically,
I just got confused.
Basically, what I'm getting is I feel like now in society, like people are, instead of like, people are like talking, like confronting the bully, but they're more so like making sure that the victim belongs to a group. Like they're not.
That's the part I was confused on.
They don't have alone time. Like the people are more trying to make sure that person like feels secluded or included. What's secluded is separate?
You're saying the bully wants the victim to feel secluded? Like they're trying to separate them?
Secluded means separate, right?
Yeah, the bully's trying to.
No, I'm saying the people, the bystanders want to make sure the victim is included.
Included in what?
In like their group. Like make sure they belong to something. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying, okay, you're more sort of saying bystanders may witness something and they don't directly intervene at that time, but then later, after they try to grab them and bring them in their group and make them part of something. So it may not happen that way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense like that. I kind of was confused as far as what you were getting at with the group thing. Yeah, that makes sense. I think in general, as a society, bullying, at least it's been projected this way, it's less socially acceptable. Like back in the day, it was like, as far as what you see and what you heard, it's kind of like, it seems like, again, on television, what you hear, kind of again what you see also growing up, as far as our age, it's like you'd see people bully, and it's like people would jump in type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's
It was more so like a gang.
Yeah,
people like
would
jumping in type
they
things.
would make that person feel like he's for sure like an outcast, and more people would see it, and more people.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, don't hang out with this person because they're this, and it kind of like passes around, and then no one in the school does it, especially if it's like a smaller school.
Whereas nowadays, I feel like it's not like that as much.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like, again, and even then in high school for me, I kind of like saw this. It's like if you was to bully someone, it's kind of like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you? You know what I mean? It's kind of it's definitely not socially acceptable.
Definitely,
I think it's evolved. It's like people kind of realize it is an issue, and yeah. So that kind of makes sense as far as bystanders trying to bring someone in and not directly confronting that. But also, like, I guess as far as psychology goes, for that aspect of it, you have the bystander effect. So it's kind of like people don't intervene in things when they are surrounded by a lot of people because they feel like someone else will do the intervening.
Yeah.
So it's like no one actually wants to be the person to start doing something. Yeah, taking that first step. No one wants to take the first step. They're going to assume other people are going to take it because there's so many people. So it seems like that's still, I mean, the bystander effect, that's like human psychology. So that would definitely be applicable towards high school students. So they're not going to directly intervene because they're going to assume someone else is maybe. And then later try to, pull them in or say, do something like that.
Yeah. Well, bullying is, usually associated with like negative outcomes and whatnot. But the last, key thought that I got from this article is supporting the victim of bullying either during or after the event can prevent a negative outcome. And that's something.
One more time? Oh, what
supporting the victim of bullying either during or after the event can prevent a negative outcome.
Okay, I guess a negative outcome being how they react to the bullying, as far as like harming themselves or trying to harm others or something like that.
Could be that, or it could be like the bystanders effect as well. Like somebody being shown support could be like, okay, dang, I should also show support too if I ever see this happen again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different like ways you can think about it, but yeah, I read the article and it was something that I felt like I wanted to bring up and talk to everybody about because, yeah. Bullying is definitely a touchy subject. I could say I got bullied in high school, and that some could also say that I bullied in high school. Like being honest, when I was in high school, I got in trouble for what they said was bullying, and I didn't think it was at all. And
I think the term probably it's started to encompass more as far as what it used to be like. Maybe bullying at one point was like physical, you know what I mean? And now it's transitioned to verbal, and even further, more from that, it's verbal online. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I think back, as far as in high school, I don't think I ever bullied anyone. If I'm being honest, I'm trying to think.
Speaking of bullying again.
Yeah. I wanted to get to your point as far as what you did, but yeah, I don't think I ever.
Well, I'm not going to talk too much about it because like.
I mean, you brought it up. It is odd. I brought it up because
we were talking about. I read the article about bullying, and I wanted to share some information about it, my perspective, my thoughts, and I guess me thinking about that brought up the old memory of that happening when I was in high school. But another memory, thinking about the same thing. I guess I don't want to get too in depth about it, but that's another story. When I was in middle school, I didn't really think I was getting bullied that much, but this guy was like just talking crap in the locker room in middle school at baseball, and as I walk in the locker room. This guy said something to me, and another one of the teammates, his name was I'll just say his name. Shout out to Robbie.
Oh, that was you said baseball locker room?
No, soccer locker room.
I thought you said baseball.
No, soccer locker room. It was in middle school, and I'm walking out, and this guy was talking. He said something, and Robbie was like, "Man, shut the up," and like just hit the dude.
Yeah, he was fighting.
And they were just started fighting and honestly, I see like them start the
I think the guy bit Robbie.
Yeah, it was wild. I saw the altercation start. And I just kept walking out. I was like, I just I wasn't.
Yeah, because you were super assault. I mean, because you were in 6th grade. I was in 7th grade, and the two guys were in 8th grade.
I was like a freshman on the team. Like first like 2 weeks of the season.
I mean, you were super small. I think I had maybe just walked in there. I wasn't there when all
So
it was
you saw it
happening.
happen?
I saw like Robbie and him that interaction, but I didn't see the interaction
I
between
guess he
you
might
and
have
the
like
other
just
guy.
crossed paths and not even pay attention. I just remember like them starting, and as I'm walking out, and I just keep walking. I'm like, don't even look back, don't look back. I just keep walking outside, and like next thing I know, I see them both, and the Coach Taylor, and when I'm just like, what is going on? I get in my car, and the next day at school, I'm like, they're both suspended. Like, I think one of them off the team and everything. I'm just like, dang, like, is it me? Did I do something? But then I was thinking about Robbie, like, nah, man.
Is it me?
I didn't do anything.
Am I the drama?
Yeah. But then I was like, shout out to Robbie. Like, ever since then, I was like, every time I see him, I always try to, like, say what's up and, you know, I guess pay my respect or something, I guess.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, when I think back, as far as high school goes, I don't think I was bullied. But I also think my mindset was different. I know it might be weird to say, and it might be counterproductive to some people, but I think it also depends on your mindset. Like, or you can make it depend on your mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was a freshman. I was in 9th grade, and then there was this one 12th grade, a senior, and we had art together. And he was trying to bully me. Like, he would say stuff. I was never physically bullied or anything like that, but he tried to like verbally bully me, I guess you could say. I don't know where it all like transitions from bullying to like just talking smack or whatever. But I mean, he was a senior, I was a freshman, and he still was like, he just was like goofy stuff. Like, he basically was trying to bully me, but it didn't.
Give me examples. Like,
it didn't do anything. I can't even think about it. I just remember like
man, you have some ugly shoes on today.
Like maybe something like that. I don't know, but he. And the thing is, it didn't bother me. Like, I let like whatever, you know. I would say stuff back. I think that's the difference. Maybe it's not bullying if you're able to
defend yourself.
Yeah, like defend yourself in whatever way. But then again, I guess it could still be bullying if that was the case. But
true, it could be.
I just remember, like I said, I did speak up a few times when I did see things in high school. And that same guy, he would mess with another guy who happened to also be a senior, and then he would do that a few times. And then one time he did something that I felt was kind of like too much, and I remember speaking up then. But again, I was super skinny in high school. I was like, at least no, even as a senior, I think I graduated and I weighed like, I'm 6'1", so I weighed like maybe 140. I want to think graduating high school as a senior. So as a freshman, I weighed much less than that. I remember being in weight class as a freshman. I think the first half of the year, and I had weightlifting, and I couldn't even bench 95 pounds. Yeah, I was I couldn't do it. I just remember that, and I would see the other dudes in the gym benching 135 as seniors, and I was like, wow, I couldn't do.
About my senior year,
I could not do 95.
I was benching, I think like 185, 165, 155 around there. By the time I graduated high school,
and you had to be like,
I wasn't
130.
Yeah,
you were like, even now you weigh what?
Right now we like 155.
155, and you're 27?
21.
21 plus 6.
Yeah. We both got a little gas today. I'm burping a little bit myself.
A reflux. No, but
had that soda earlier.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too far or next topic or anything, I do want to talk about one last thing about the bullying. Is basically like, I'll start with the thought of, if you want to do something, like, just do it. Don't think about it. Like, just start now. Okay. So with that being said, like, if you see someone being bullied or something, like, intervene then. Like, try and nip it in the butt then. Like, don't get
nip it in the what?
Nip it in the butt. Like, stop it then.
I think it's bud, right?
Nip it in the bud.
I think.
I don't know. Tell us what it is, y'all.
Anyways, I have to look it up.
That phrase, like, stop it then, because like. You don't want to like get into the habit of like just observing. You know what I'm saying? That's one point of view. And also like, like you don't want to get in the habit of that, because like you do it like at an age like we're at now, like say like the age of 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. I'm saying like there are other types of bullying. Like I said earlier, it's about like abuse as well.
Yeah, people get bullied in the workforce.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You might be in an office and you're just
your manager is like
a recluse or something. Yeah,
make you want to do like extra work or stay later. Like those are like.
Yeah, you don't want to get in the mindset of
not sticking up for yourself and or others.
Yeah, because then it's kind of like
stand up.
That you'll grow to be that kind of person. You know what I mean? You kind of like grow up to be someone who doesn't stick up for something or like believe in what they actually believe in. If you believe in something, like say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and don't really worry about what other people have to say about
Yeah,
it.
stay true to yourself.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to keep talking about that for a second, but yeah, in high school, I don't think nothing really happened. But then middle school, I think I can remember back, maybe a few things, but yeah, not too much. Again, I was never like messed with physically. People would just say stuff, and I think in middle school maybe I wasn't the same mentally as I was in high school. You know what I mean? I kind of would let the stuff bother me, but yeah, I don't know. I remember.
Was there like a certain story you about to say something?
No, I'm just trying to think about it. I think maybe in like sixth grade there was I vaguely remember one. I say vaguely, but I remember it, so I guess I can't be too vague. But I think I had started having BO or whatever at the time, so I didn't wear deodorant yet.
Yeah.
And I had this one guy in my I think fourth period class, and he just tried to roast me because I had smelled, I guess, and I didn't know anything about it at the time, and I think it was very early on, so neither of my parents would have noticed like the BO and be like, hey, you need to start wearing deodorant type stuff. But I remember this guy saying something, and I was just like, okay.
You're like, I gotta put on deodorant tomorrow.
I was like, okay, I'll get deodorant. But yeah, it wasn't like a thing. Like I didn't.
He was in the same grade as you? He was older.
No, yeah, he was the same class as me.
But he said it like kind of like in a jerky way.
Yeah, he definitely was he was a rude guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he has nothing going for himself now. I know who the guy is, so
Okay.
and yeah, he has a lot of problems. But yeah, people who like who try to feed on others in terms of like in whatever way, like
Either positive or negative.
well, I mean more so in a negative way. People who try to like bring others down or whatever,
Yeah.
especially if they grow up doing that, you know what I mean? They kind of grow up to be people who are not good people anyway, you know what I mean? So if it's funny, I think about like high school and I think about the type of people that I knew, at least in my class, and it's kind of like the people who, I mean, I think I was we didn't go to a big school. I don't know the graduating class.
I think in my class it was like 280, my senior class.
And like I think in high school in general, at least like in my grade, you know what I mean? I was known. Everyone kind of knew who I was. You know what I mean?
No, people definitely knew us in high school because like me and you were brothers. We were 1 year apart. We both played athletics.
Yeah.
Like,
so we were like pretty well known. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I don't want to say popular because that just sounds kind of odd. But yeah.
Like
So
we knew people and people knew us and we knew others as well.
Yeah, and I mean this is kind of
I feel like me and you both, we were both always like we tried to an extent like
to talk to people. And yeah, and of course you knew people from my grade because me, and then I knew people from your grade, and
exactly,
and so forth and so on. And basically what I'm getting at is like people who are kind of like more popular or well known in high school, typically that's like the best for them. You know what I mean? Like they might do something in high school, but then they don't go to college or they don't do anything like after high school. Like they don't further grow. They kind of like are stuck in that mindset they were in high school. Whereas you see people who really weren't too well known or too social in high school, and they're like a caterpillar, and they just
opened up.
They turn into a butterfly when they go to college or just grow elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, I think upbringing definitely is a variable in that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just, they just probably just grew up like little like reserved or whatnot, and they just with life it's more experiences, like more things happen for them. And like I think Carl Jung once said, I think that's his name. Is Carl Jung?
I don't know.
I'm tripping with the guy's name. Carl, the psychologist. I can't believe I just said his name like that. Carl.
While you're looking at that, but yeah, basically like it's kind of like adversity. So people who face this adversity in high school, they're able to like they're able to adapt to like life and society later, because high school is like, relatively speaking, it's cake. I mean, you don't do anything. You go to school, you may have like a job outside of school for a few hours. You may participate in sports, but you don't really have too many responsibilities typically, right?
You're talking from your perspective growing up.
No, I'm saying typically. Yeah, there's some people who have to like who do a lot more, but I'm saying the average high schooler, in general, even
it's people, and the social norms too, like how it's supposed to be to an extent.
I'm saying, and in general, the average high schooler, high school is going to be the easiest point in their lives. You know what I'm saying? And then college is the next step, and then out of college is the next, and that's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people who kind of face adversity in high school, I feel like they develop a little bit sooner in terms of like in terms of how to like handle certain situations. Whereas people who like may have been bullies or people who who like bothered people or whatever, they didn't face that adversity in high school, so they're faced with adversity later in life and they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
It seemed like a lot of rambling the past few minutes, but yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you meant, and that's what I'll point out the what I said earlier about like, you know, start doing things now. Like, if you want to be, like an athlete, like start training now. If you want to be a writer, start writing now. Like, start creating a habit of things now. Like if you stop bullying, if you want bullying to stop, like if you see it, like stop it now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like what you're talking about as well, like which was.
What do you mean?
Like you were talking about just now.
I was just saying it seems like people who may deal with things in high school, they're able to
so like people like
adapt
that, like,
to adversity better than those who are bullying people.
Yeah, like
later in life, they might like see a situation or handle a situation, and they've never handled it or dealt with it or been faced with it or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
And they just crumble. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying. I know it sounds like I'm saying bullying is good for you because it makes you stronger down the road. That's not what I'm trying to like get at or say. I know it kind of seems like that's my point, but I'm just saying it seems like a byproduct of getting bullied. Sorry.
True.
But yeah, you should. It's
positive
not. Yeah.
Outcomes of of bullying happening.
I mean, not. Yes, I guess that I'm saying that I was just making a general observation as far as what I've seen as far as in high school and then in life later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can say, oh, that person definitely was someone who picked on people. Oh, that was someone who definitely was picked on or something like that because they're sharper. They're on their feet a little bit more. You know what I mean? They're able to adapt to a situation easier because they have faced that adversity earlier in life.
They've had that experience in their life.
Yeah, they've had that experience. So they're able to, handle it. Not saying that you should want to get bullied. That'd be weird. Or not saying like you should bully someone until they become stronger down the road. That's not what I'm saying at all.
You're just expressing your thought.
I'm just saying general observation as far as what I've seen.
Yeah, what you've seen for like bullying throughout your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand. It makes sense.
Who's this guy, Carl what?
Carl Jung.
Jung?
Jung.
Jung. I would think it's pronounced Jung. Is he Korean?
One of his statements he said back in the day was,
let me check it out.
Once the mind is open to a new experience, you can never go back.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that I think you mentioned it in the first podcast. Jung, I thought that sounds like a Korean last name.
I have no idea, but he's a famous psychologist.
Huh.
Yeah, I think honestly every episode we're gonna talk a little bit about like psychology, because everyone has emotions and everyone has experiences and just lives life from a different perspective, and just talking about it is interesting because even though we are so different, like there are like
people?
Everybody, like we're all so different in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are so many other people like in the same situation to an extent, as me or as you or as you, like.
Yeah, so you're saying in this group of 5 over here, all 5 of you guys might be different, but there's another group of 5 over here,
and then
someone over there relates to you or lives life like you or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, like you basically like no one's alone out there. We're all on the same page. We're all living the same life to an extent. Like obviously, some lives might be, I wouldn't say better or worse. You know what I'm saying? But like has different experiences and whatnot. But like we're all, we all experience emotions, ups and downs, and life and death.
Yeah, I think we spoke on the backdrop stuff in the intro of the first video. I can't remember which one it was, but some of the books were philosophy books and then some psychology books. And I've recently been reading one of the philosophy books, and it was just about Seneca. So he's like an early Stoic philosopher, and it's cool because philosophy kind of, I don't know if this is like an agreed upon thing in the professional psychology community or not or what. I haven't read too much about psychology, so I don't have enough knowledge to speak on it. But it seems like, and at least I've read a few things, that psychology, and I know for sure some modern day psychology practices evolved from philosophy ideas or principles. You know what I mean? As far
Yeah.
and especially like I said, I've been reading about Seneca and Stoicism and different things like that, and some of the ideas or ways he promotes handling certain situations or different adversity in life. There's some psychology exercises that get used today that basically derive from that. And I just think it's cool. It's kind of just a neat thing that we had philosophy and it evolved into what it is, and then psychology kind of took some of it away. I guess it's mainly we have that scientific development that like made psychology what it is. You know what I mean? Because psychology is more science based, whereas philosophy is not.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's definitely more like. Yeah, I agree with that. Psychology is more science based, like more the mind and the body and whatnot, whereas philosophy, isn't.
Yeah, it's kind of like a way of living or way of thinking or whatever the case may be. But like, yeah, I'm trying to think of a specific example. What was it? I can't think, but yeah, there was some exercise that Seneca promoted, and it's a really big psychology.
What is Seneca exactly?
It's a guy. It was a guy.
His name?
Yeah, his name is Seneca.
Okay.
He lived in the Roman period. I don't remember what was the years were, but yeah.
Is he dead now?
He lived in Rome. So yeah, he's dead. What you mean?
For some reason, I talk about Rome as like
No,
he's
not
he's in
current.
Rome
No,
now.
it's a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, many years ago.
I watched Roma, soccer. Well, Mauricio, what's the guy's name? Mourinho.
Yeah.
In Rome. So maybe I don't know. I just sometimes think people.
I want to think
now.
of this example. It's it may ring a bell. I don't know, but in psychology, there's like an ABC treatment, and it's like the A stands for something, the B, and then the C stands for something. So it's like A is action, okay, B is belief, and then C is, I believe, consequence or something like that. So the action in psychology, an example would be the action be you're waiting for a bus, right? And a car goes by and they splash water on you, right? That's the action. So you have B, the belief, right? And that's how you believe that situation.
You
right?
accept that it happened.
So you're like, oh man, this is gonna turn my entire day upside down. It's gonna be a horrible day, or I have water on me now, right? So then you have C, based off that B, that belief that you had on whatever, however you thought about that situation, your C is going to be that consequence. I believe that's what it was: action, belief, and consequence. I can't remember exactly, but I believe that's what it was. And C is a consequence. So like, if you believe that it was just water on you, see your consequence, you're going to be okay for the rest of the day. You're not going to have a negative mindset. It's not going to like spoil your entire day. Yeah. Whereas C, it's like you believe that you're going to have a bad day because this happened. Now the consequence is you're going to make it a bad day. You might pick things out that aren't really issues. Whereas before you you kind of make them issues.
Yeah. Now, honestly, you tell me that story, it made me think about a time that I was actually reading this post online somewhere, and it said like there was like 17,000 like seconds in a day or something like that. I don't know what it was exactly, but like if you look at bad interaction with somebody, like it's like 10 seconds, and actually it was $17,000, and someone took like $10 out of your day, like made it bad. Like you're not gonna just go and spend the other, or like lose the other.
The remaining
17,000, like, or 16,900.
Yeah, whatever.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard that. That makes sense. It's a pretty good analogy for people who can't grasp like the whole aspect of like, or the whole idea of letting things ruin your entire day. Like a little interaction or a little segment. I don't know. I'm trying to think how I want to word it. Yeah, but any small interaction, you shouldn't let it bother you too much. Yeah. You just got to deal with it and say, oh, things happen or whatever.
It is what it is. Like for me, I try to just like, whatever happens in life, like as long as I am able to wake up the next day, I leave everything behind me. Like I try to like choose joy and like on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Like some days it might be harder than others because of like how life is, but you know, yeah, once a new day happens, everything else is behind. Simple as that.
Yeah, I kind of think I like to think I think the same way. I mean, and overall, I kind of like to think that I don't let things get to me. Like I'm like, okay, is this how this situation actually is, or am I interpreting it to be this type of situation? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. And honestly, a lot of times, like sometimes I think like too, like, you know, the outcome is like really what you think about it, like what you want it to be to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been trying to like be more optimistic, and I don't know. For a while, I was thinking like why is my manifestation type stuff like not really working and whatnot? Like, is it because like my belief, like my faith, isn't as strong as I thought it was, or whatnot? But like I don't know. I just feel like it's a constant.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to choose joy, you have to choose to like keep wanting and trying and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean that's life,
Yeah.
or that's not life. That's a part of life because you know some people, everyone has choices. Everyone has free will. Everyone has their own perspective on everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like some people might not even want to choose joy. They want to just choose, I don't know,
Anger.
anger. Like yeah, they can choose. They can choose.
Yeah. Some
unity.
people
You know what I'm
just
saying?
always
It's all
have.
about the word you want to use. Like I choose joy. I want to be happy. Like some people can choose unity. They want to like choose to belong to people or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Belong a part of something.
belong with something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a deep podcast, I'd say.
Yeah.
Kind of. Touched on a few things. But yeah, like we've said this before, and we'll probably keep saying it for a little while. We're still learning this. We're figuring things out. So we're trying to figure out what we want to talk about. We don't want to be too broad because we know it'll be difficult to reach people or have an audience because we're kind of all over the place. So we're going to eventually maybe find some sort of niche. You know what I mean?
One would be soccer.
Yeah, soccer.
One would be soccer.
Yeah. And just kind of like learn how to stay in, I guess, a certain area for the most part, just to kind of.
I think we've seen it like honestly to get an outline. Like I said the other day, and it's like or like not an outline, but like
Well, yeah, no. As far as like having like a structure of topics
structure,
or
yeah,
different
things
stuff,
to do.
but yeah,
we always
well,
talk about it and whatnot.
I'm saying we have to figure out. We can't be too all over the place because then it's kind of like there's just too much going on. Like someone may decide to keep up with us because of one topic, and then it might not be something we keep talking about. You know what I mean?
To an extent,
Like say we talked about anime one episode, right?
yeah.
And someone follows us because of that, and then we don't
Oh,
talk
I
about
see what you're
anime
saying.
until like.
And then like 20 episodes later.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So we can't like jump all over the place too much.
All right. Well, with that being said, talking about anime, last episode.
Excuse me.
Dragon Ball Z was my favorite anime growing up.
Yeah, he had some people
Obviously,
that disagree with that on
Disagree with
on
it.
Instagram.
It is what it is.
I don't think it's the best. That's for sure. It's definitely up there, but it's not the best. But then I don't expect it to be the best because it was made much longer.
Yeah. My favorite.
Yeah.
What I was about to say was about the characters. Favorite character obviously got to be Goku, but if you take Goku out, I think my second favorite character in Dragon Ball Z would have to be Android 16.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, honestly, whenever he got his head crushed by Cell and Gohan turned to Super Saiyan 2, that was wild. That was a good
trying to
episode. Good little series right there.
My favorite anime. I was telling Mary this the other day. I feel like it's too nuanced of a question. I feel like you have to be specific, right? So you have old school anime, you have new school anime, you have like short running anime in terms of like 12 episoders, and you have 24 episoders, and then you have ones that Naruto and One Piece and
Like
Dragon Ball Z that are
episodes.
well, One Piece is almost there. Yeah, maybe it has crossed it, but yeah, you have like super long running anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really compare a 12 episode series to One Piece. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to specify like old school. What's your favorite old school anime?
Yeah.
What's your favorite new school? What's your favorite short episode new school? Or what's your favorite long? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but then you have So basically, my favorite. I don't know. I have to really think about it. But as far as like long running anime or manga, I think Bleach is definitely up there. I'll say right now, this is going to be a controversial. Can't speak today. It's going to be super controversial.
And this anime is.
But One Piece is overrated. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. One Piece is overrated. I keep up with the manga weekly, unless it's a break that week. Obviously you can't keep up with it. I don't watch the anime anymore because it's just too drawn out. If you watch One Piece, you kind of understand what I'm saying. It's way too drawn out. I mean, you have the intro and the recap and all that. It's just too long. I kind of thought it was, but the manga is pretty good. But again, I think it's still overrated overall. Like, I mean, it's kind of like people try to compare One Piece to other anime.
So, what's your favorite anime?
Hold on. Just remember that. But I'm trying to see what we got.
You got time?
About 50 minutes.
So I just want to hear what your anime
is.
It's
difficult. You can't compare. One Piece is way better than this.
Yeah, you definitely
for
can.
this because the world building and all this. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh yeah, no, I mean, duh. It's there's more world building because it's I can't think. I was gonna curse, but there's like 900 chapters. I'm trying to remember how many chapters the recent one is. I don't remember, but I mean the amount of chapters and the amount of episodes. Obviously, there's world building, right? You can't compare that to a 12 episode or like Erased, you know what I mean, or something like I don't know, Future Diary, like something like that. You can't compare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but my favorite. I say my favorite 12 episode anime is Erased. I'd say probably. Favorite 24 or around that area, I can't remember. It's gotta be like Parasite or Gurren Lagann.
What about Death Note?
Death Note's up there too. But definitely Parasite, Gurren Lagann. And then favorite like long running type anime. I don't know. I'll say anime and manga because technically Bleach was never finished. The last arc actually is coming out, I believe, this fall. I might like Bleach more. I don't know.
Bleach is pretty good.
I don't know. I really do enjoy Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. So I'd really have to think about it. I don't know. I think One Piece is definitely good, but I do think it's just too overrated. I do think it is overrated, regardless. It is good, and I keep up with it weekly. But yeah, I think it's overrated overall.
Okay.
So yeah.
I've seen Erased 2 times. Once on my own, and I actually got Kira to watch it a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was only 12 episodes, and she liked it. But yeah, I would say Parasite's a good one.
Parasite's really good.
And I love Death Note. So Death Note was probably one of my probably one of my first or second or third 24 episode animes that I watched. And like I said, I still take Dragon Ball.
They have actually some short series, Death Note short series, which is like kind of like spin-off. So it's like in the same universe, but like other side stories that happen after the fact. And they're pretty cool, pretty good reads. Yeah. There's obviously no anime form.
Honestly, I could, myself potentially start watching more animes just so we could build a community of people who.
Like, yeah, that could be this, or it could be like a side thing where you just do anime stuff.
True.
But either way, the anime stuff's good for like TikTok and Instagram because I swear I'll go on TikTok and I see anime or manga stuff and it's like you see so much infighting. Like you all enjoy anime, but like there's so much friction. It's like you see someone talking about One Punch Man, they can beat Goku, and you got all these people fighting in the comments.
They do that. They too like.
But One Punch Man cannot beat Goku. For the record, that I know everyone's like, oh, it's his name. His name is One Punch Man. Well, it's kind of like okay, but I mean, he's One Punch Man within his universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even assuming it is One Punch, you know what I mean? Right?
He couldn't get a punch.
Goku's not. He's not going to get a punch on Goku.
Ultra Instinct. There's no way. One Punch Man is DIEAD. I was about to say he died. DIED.
Yeah, he. I don't, yeah, One Punch Man. There's no way. Goku, 100%.
Yeah, Ultra Instinct. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, even without Ultra Instinct, I'd say Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah.
Kaio not Kaio.
Yeah, Kaio can be over with too.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No, I don't think.
One Punch Man is strong for his universe type stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Within his universe, he's strong. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing too. People try to compare. I know for whatever reason, everyone loves to compare this character and that character, but they're not meant to be characters that fight against characters in other universes. They're
it's a whole new.
They're strong within their universe and they're their own things. You know what I mean?
Their own thought.
Like I think I read that I don't know if it's for sure or not, but Kishimoto, which is the creator of Naruto, and I don't know why his name just slipped my mind. The creator of DBZ. Why can't I remember his name? I don't know if this was factual or not. I'd have to go back and look. But they said basically Madara was the equivalent of Tien. That sounds right. We make that face. They
Madara?
said, the two creators together said that
Madara from Naruto.
Naruto, is as strong as Tien in the DBZ universe. And you think about it, it makes sense. Honestly, I think they've agreed upon that with each other.
And they're both the creator of both.
Yeah, Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, and then give me the first letter. I'll guess it. I'll remember it.
All right, that's
for DBZ.
A. Come on, Akira.
Oh yeah, Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember, but yeah, I think there was something with them.
They said that Tien was the same strength as.
Yeah, they agreed upon it or something like that. I don't know. They maybe talked about
wild. If thinking about that right now, and me close my eyes and think about that.
What Tien and Madara fighting?
The fighting. That'd be wild. I can see Tien now just doing something like this, like or however he did it.
No, it was right the first one.
This one?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a triangle.
Oh, the triangle?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the triangle, yeah, like this.
Touched it.
I mean, he did
that
against Cell before whenever Goku was training.
That was actually a move back in like Dragon Ball series. Like you saw it happen, you're like, wow. But he did that in DBZ, and it's kind of like underwhelming. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so I think we're Gucci.
That's a wrap.
Appreciate you guys tuning in, watching the video.
Heck yeah.
Hope
you have a good night.
Kind of deep at some point, kind of goofy at the end. Talked about soccer at the beginning.
Had a good little flow. Yeah.
It's all right, yeah.
Until next time.
Peace.
Ciao.